Hey gang, welcome to Monday, and today we're chatting about when it can be a blessing in disguise, and I am talking about cover your ears, earmuffs, hip surgery. So you know that I'm still working on this ultimate article on hip impingement in hockey goalies, and it's actually on my list today. I blocked out 4 hours to put together the draft, but I've been reading tons and tons of articles, both research articles and hey Billy, and other articles, just looking at other goalies' experiences, because I don't want to just have tunnel vision on the experience I've had helping rehab goalies to get them back on the ice after the surgery. So I came across an article by Jason Botchford from a couple of years ago, and it's about Thatcher Demko. So it's funny because I had mapped out this episode on Friday, and so I put it in my calendar so I'd be organized and not forget to do it. And just coincidentally, he was scheduled actually to get his first start of the season for the Canucks. So Thatcher Demko was drafted in the second round to Vancouver in like 2014, and he played his whole, I'm trying to think if it was a junior season or college season, but I know he played college. But anyway, he basically had 0 hip internal rotation, and he still played at an elite level. So even with, like literally no butterfly flare, he posted like a .925 save percentage the season before he had surgery. And it was interesting because, and I don't train Thatcher. I don't know him. I've never met him. So this is just his story from the article by Jason Botchford. But it was cool because what he said is exactly what I've seen, and what I'm always telling you guys about too, is that it wasn't just that his hips were taking a beating. His hips were kind of stuck, if you will, because he had that FAI, he had that bony impingement. But then he said, so my hips were taking a beating, but then my back was getting thrown out because, if I'm torquing on the pelvis with these long wrenches that are sort of my femurs, and it won't go, well, the pelvis then gets torqued. And our pelvis isn't one solid bone; it's sort of 3 bones fit together, so there is room to move around in there. So that's that. Yeah, Billy says you're coming out with a new solo album. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I think I'll do a little hip hop rap kind of thing coming up. Trying to give you guys better sound quality, because they say that the people like the good sounds. So we'll see how it sounds. You guys can let me know. Actually, comment and let me know if my allowance was well spent on my new microphone. But anyway, so he's throwing his back out, which again could have a long-term impact. So, and then you get groin pain and all sorts of things. So enter the surgeon. And so he did have to have hip surgery. Now, not everybody has to have hip surgery because they have impingement. So don't think, oh, I've got hip impingement, my next visit's the surgeon, my next visit is the operating room. Because sometimes, yes, you have impingement, but sometimes with the right type of physiotherapy, with some manual therapy, you can actually reduce the impact, reduce the symptoms, and maybe you will or maybe you won't need surgery down the road, but we can at least buy you time, which is beneficial if we can. So don't think, oh, I'll just go get surgery and it'll be fixed. We'll try fixing it, not fixing it, but helping to sort of mitigate the losses, as we used to say when I worked in rehab, and sort of keep you going until that really is the option that's left. So what he said was after surgery that he already had more hip internal rotation, like 4 days after the surgery, than he had pretty much as long as he could remember. He also talked about how rejuvenating it felt emotionally, that it was it's sort of and it's a worry. And this is why I want to talk more about hip impingement with you guys and the different options, and maybe surgery is the option, because I think you get so scared of having hip impingement that you think it means it's the end of your career, or that, oh, well, now I need surgery. And so you you try to convince yourself that, oh, it's probably not that. Oh, I just tweaked my groin. Oh, my hips are just stiff. And, you know, you let it go and you let it go and you let it go until, you know, maybe you've caused really bad damage. So whereas maybe we could have done some rehab to help it feel better, maybe we could have even just tweaked your off-ice training, maybe you needed sort of a minor surgical procedure, now you've let it go and it's a big issue. So, and then they talked about his recovery, which I really liked as well. And they said, well, pretty much what we talk about. It sort of took a year from April to April, but he still played that season. He played while he continued to make gains. So that's why I tell you guys that, and every single goalie or skater that I've helped rehab from FAI surgery, that whole first season back, they'll have times when they feel great, times when like, I don't know, it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't feel quite right, and then it feels a little better, and it's sort of a, and then kind of the season after that, it seems like they're like, okay, yeah, no, it's really good. I'm feeling great. So be prepared for that. But he, I mean, even despite that, he still went on to be a Hobey Baker finalist. So that's not too bad either, is it? So then Friday night, sure enough, he got his second NHL start. I think he'd had a start maybe a year ago, like just one start or something that he won. And he won again. Actually, I didn't see the game, but I guess it was quite a remarkable game. And he played really, really well to keep his team in it. So that's exciting. I love seeing goalies, you know, get their first opportunities, and I love when they do well. And so that's great for him. I'm glad to see Thatcher getting a chance. I think he's got a super cool name too, Thatcher Demko. He could be like a spy or something, and very, very cool. So, you know, it can be a blessing in disguise. He wouldn't be having that success probably had he not, you know, had his hips looked after, taken the logical steps, and for him that led to surgery, which has made a huge difference in his ability to perform. So that's the thought for today. Happy Monday. I will catch you later. Bye-bye.